Hello, hello. How's everyone doing tonight? Hopefully, doing well. Yeah, fireworks are still going off over here. Definitely not as bad as last night, obviously. But yeah. Amy, not particularly. I think this person visits you, Eli visits you like at different times of the day. I have a yes for you, Smiley. I have the Six of Pentacles. Amy, I forgot to tell you yours was Knight of Swords. Hey, Rashima, welcome in. Hey, Shar. I'm getting a no, Shar. I have the Death card. Hey, James. Have you not heard from her yet? This is really weird. You're welcome, Shar. I'm getting a no, James, the Eight of Swords. That talks about kind of like your hands are tied or you're tied up with something. So maybe she's just like missing your phone calls or it's not a good time or something. But I'm not getting that like she's avoiding you or like purposely trying to like ignore you or something. Gotcha. Oh, that's interesting, Amy. Did it feel like a visit from him or did it feel like you were just dreaming about him? Because they do feel different. Nor the free list is open. Just post your question. I have a yes for you, Daisha, the Queen of Pentacles. James, you said you'd been talking every day, but she's just texting, not calling. Gotcha. Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Eight of Swords just feels like she's tied up or she's like maybe busy or I don't know, maybe calling is just not ideal for her right now or something. You're welcome, Daisha. Rashima, the month of July looks a little dry for you for some reason. I have the Five of Swords. So I don't think it's going to be exceptionally more successful or happy than another month. Um, I think it might just be more of the same. So I would say no for that. I have a yes, IJ. Ace of Swords. Gotcha, Amy. Yeah, I mean, if someone who's passed on has comes to visit you, like it will feel intentional. It will feel like they came with a message that was important for you to know or to hear. So when you dream about someone, it could just be your own subconscious. But if you feel like you were given information in this dream that you have not had before, then I feel like it was a visit. They're definitely different, and I feel like you would know. Tiana, I'm getting a maybe. I have the Two of Wands. I'm getting that this might have been like two people, or two people might have been behind this. Um, like basically, this person might have been one of the two people. I don't really know if that makes sense to you or not, but that's what it feels like to me. Because I notice that half the time when I dream of him, it's like I gotta decipher a message he's showing or telling me. Okay, gotcha. Normally, we had been calling each other every day. I'm saying it's weird. Last 3 or 4 days, we haven't spoken over the phone, just brief texts. I trust you, James. I trust your intuition on that. You're gonna notice, you'll know the pattern and the change more than I would, because you're the one with the connection with Patty. Nor Zafar. I know, IJ, we haven't gotten a yes yet, and I finally got one. Nor, I have a no for you, the devil. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like my dreams. You're welcome, Sienna. Have been just mixed of so many things and wonky. Like in my dreams of Eli, they weren't direct, like how Crystal was. Gotcha. Yeah, well, let me tell you too, the recent dreams that I have had. Um, One was my husband's father, who came to me very recently and told me that, like, he basically was in my dream and he was basically showing me a memory that he had with Brennan's sister. And he was showing me specific details of this moment. And when I reached out to her, I was like, this is what I saw, this XYZ, whatever. And she was like, yeah, no, that's definitely it. He actually did this for me. And I was like, was it a blank? Like, I specifically said, like, was it this specific thing? And she was like, it actually was, yes. So she confirmed multiple evidential like information. And then there was another one of my mom's best friend who passed away. We didn't even know she was battling cancer. And she came and had a direct message for my mom, because my mom never got to say goodbye, and she asked me to relate to her. And so when I dream and I feel like I'm connecting with someone who's passed on, it's like tangible information that can be confirmed. by the other person, that there's no way that I would know have any idea of this information unless I dreamt it. Um so I'll take a look, Amy. I'll take a look at what you're sending to me. But usually you walk away with more information than what you had before. Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. I'm getting a lot of like mediumship dreams lately. Um I just have to figure out a way to like cross that into my waking life because my subconscious is wild, but my conscious mind is not as connected. It doesn't feel. Now you're interested and curious what she told about you. Oh my god, that's funny. I've noticed most of my dreams of past loved ones are like a bit of a riddle, and I don't know why. It's like I have to decipher and see what makes sense. Yes. I mean, sometimes you're gonna have dreams like that are a little confusing. You have to kind of piece it together. But from my experience, and again, my experience is not the rule, but my experience is that if there's a loved one that has a message for you, they're going to be very clear about it. Um, it's going to be like very straightforward. All right, we have about 2 minutes left of the free list, and then I'll be moving on to donations. I'm going to leave donations open for one more person, and then I am going to close the list. So whoever donates next will be my last person of the night. I just wonder if maybe I'm blocked in some way that I haven't been able to have direct upfront talking to me or showing me. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Aw, this dream is so sad. It's like so sweet, but it's like so sad. Maybe it's his way of letting you know that he knows you're going to visit with his family and trying to give you some type of comfort that he can't give to you in your waking life. Aw, that's sad. That feels like a visit to me, Amy. It feels like a visitation from him. It's very detailed. Everything that you that's like the one thing that's crazy is that a visit feels very detailed. Um and not only that, but hey Ari, not only that, but usually you know how like in dreams you can go from like randomly you'll like be in your house, then you'll walk through a door and then like you're in another state, and then like you know how it's weird and warped, like your dreams don't really make sense, or you're in a house or a place that you've never seen before, or you're around people you don't know who they are. Sometimes dreams like that will happen. I notice with visitations, it's not like that. Visitations feel very detailed, very direct. You're given a piece of information that you've never received before, and the dream makes sense. Like in terms of your environment, nothing is weird about that. There's nothing like supernatural happening. You're not like, your house looks like your house, your room looks like your room, etc. Make sure you guys are getting your last minute free questions in because the list is about to close. Jasmine. Tina, post your yes no question now. Jasmine, I am getting a no for you. I have the Tower. Amy, that sounds great. Thank you for letting me know about your ad. Yeah, it was so interesting and sad because I remember putting my hand through his hair as I hugged him. Aw. Yeah, that feels like pretty direct, Amy, I would say. All right, this is for Ari. Ari, I'm getting a yes, King of Wands. That's a really good card, I feel, for that question. What's in the note? Yeah. It seems, Amy, your whole relationship with Eli was a bit cryptic. You're welcome, Ari. It feels like there was a lot of things that were left unsaid between the two of you. So it does make sense that you would have a dream like that. Tina Lee, I'm getting a yes, the Star. All right, let's move on to donations. I'm going to go ahead and do a last call right now. If you're on the list of donations, I will honor it if you guys want to add to your reading. But in terms of like new people coming in and donating, I am going to close the list in just a second. First on the list is Philomena. Philomena, if you're in here, please check in with me. We're going to give Philomena one more minute, and then I'm going to move on to the next person. James says, I trust your intuition, Luna. I was seeing it was weird. That's why I asked the question in the first place, but it could have nothing to do with me. That's why we haven't spoken over the phone. Yeah. I know you trust me, and I trust you too. And so when you say something is weird or off, I do like understand that. And like to me, the eight of Swords that I pulled just feels very like restrictive. Like it almost feels like it was against her will that she's not calling you back, or like it's out of her control. And if it is her control, it feels like it's a mental restriction or a mental block, meaning that she's either really busy, she can only text right now, or maybe like she's going through something and just doesn't feel like talking on the phone right now is like where her headspace is at the moment. There's definitely days for me where like I could talk on the phone for 7 hours and like be fine. And then there's some days where I want to hermit into my shell and I don't even want to text anyone. And that happens multiple times a month where I go through like different feelings where I'm more sociable and then I'm not. Um, so I don't know. It could just be something like you said that's not even related to you at all. But James, since Philomena isn't here, I'm going to go ahead and move on to you, and we'll come back to Philomena if she joins us, which is hopefully soon. All right. I am going to go ahead and close all lists. Like I said before, if you're on the donation list, I'm more than happy to do add-ons for you. But in terms of anyone else, I am going to go ahead and close it out. It's been a long day for me. I am very tired, very sore from working all day. So I'm just going to stick with a shorter list tonight. Oh, Jasmine, that's fine. Go ahead, girl. I'm sorry. It's fine. I'll add you. You'll be last on my list, okay? All right. I love option 2 for James. You're welcome, Jasmine. What is she giving to the connection, thoughts, feelings, intentions? Is there any blocks or influences right now? Overall energy. 1, 2. James, I feel like this reading looks good. I have the Page of Cups, the Six of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles. We also have the Chariot, the World, and the Three of Cups. So I mean, overall, her energy towards you is good. It is slow moving, but it's good. She's coming through as the Page of Cups, meaning that she's dreaming, thinking about your connection and about the future of your connection. Like the Page of Cups is very like imaginative, visualizing, so on and so forth. Maybe she's working on like past issues. I definitely feel like she's in a planning mindset at this time. Her thoughts and feelings are like appreciative of you, um, like not trying, like, I don't feel she takes you for granted. The Six of Wands is just like, I recognize this person in my life, they're important to me. Um, like I feel supported by him and I want him to feel supported by me. It's working from the heart chakra. I have both of the thoughts and feelings from the heart chakra here. Um, she is caught up, I feel, in routine. That's kind of what's going on in her mind right now. Um, so maybe she's just got some things she's doing unrelated, just super busy. Like, I don't know if she has like a hyper fixated personality, but sometimes, like, as an artist or as someone with like ADD or ADHD, sometimes we can hyperfixate on certain things. And then it's like time has passed and we don't even realize it. We don't even eat because we're so consumed with what we're doing. So maybe she's just like doing something right now that's taking up her time. She's just like deep diving into it. I don't know if that's part of her personality or not. That's like the energy that I'm getting right now is just like very much consumed with what it is that she's doing. Um, I feel like she feels you are someone she can depend on, someone that she can trust. She feels like you've really stuck this out with her and been really patient with her. And I have as her intentions as the chariot, meaning that you guys are going to be moving forward continually to progress your relationship. I don't really feel like influences are blocks. You said that is her to a T. Okay. That's good to hear, to know that I'm tapping into that energy because that is something I did not know about her. Um, the world just indicates maybe she's just, I don't know. It doesn't feel like there's blocks or influences, but the world talks about like a sense of belonging, a sense of feeling whole. Maybe she's working on a goal or a plan right now that she's just trying to stay focused on. The overall energy is the Three of Cups, that you guys do have something to celebrate here. I know that you wouldn't like label your relationship friends. It would be like something beyond that. But the Three of Cups does signify friendship, meaning that she cherishes you and the bond that you guys have. um, the Three of Cups a lot of times talks about reunion. So maybe this is, you know, a little bit of time away from each other right now, but you guys will come back together. So that is what I have, James. I have you also down for a BOGO, so let me know how you want to work that out. Jasmine, I did get your donation. I'm going to add you to the list now, okay? If Philomena drops by, please check in with me. If Philomena does not come in, we will be moving on after James to Amy. And we won't be doing any skips tonight after all, because most of the donations on the list are pre-orders. So we're just going to keep the order we've got right now. So there's a mantra here that the path may not be clear, but your intuition lights the way, one step at a time. We have the moon here. So I feel like there are some, it says like things are not what they seem. So they're saying don't focus so much on what it looks like right now because there's a lot going on behind the scenes. You're welcome, Jasmine. Tell me about the future of this connection. So I have the magician, and this talks about like you guys having the makings of like basically you guys having what you need to create a future together. A lot of times when I talk about the magician, we talk about alchemy. When you think of someone doing magic, you think about them needing this and needing a pinch of that and needing like a, I don't know, a cat whisker and, just like random stuff. And like creating that thing that you're looking for. And so when we talk about this, it feels like you and Patty already have everything you need to create a life together. And right now it just seems like it's hard sometimes to feel confident in that. I think because things don't always move the way that you want, but you have a lot of sunny days. Like your good days outweigh your not so great days. Um and I feel like spirit is saying that even though you don't know for sure or you haven't been given that confirmation, they're saying that it's not what it seems. Like it's probably better. Um I do have the sun here, which talks about like the sun shining down on your relationship. This talks about a lot of warmth and vitality, and where there is sun, there is life. So this relationship is full of life, full of zest. It's in the beginning stages right now, and there's a lot more time together and a lot more relationship to be shared with one another. I also have the page, which also kind of gives me that message because the page is the youngest court card um, in the tarot deck of all the like court cards. Page is the youngest, which means there's still a lot of life left to live in this relationship. Now, that's not going to be without your obstacles, but you guys are handling this, and I just want you to know like you're being cheered on from the other side. Like you're never giving up, never wavering, your dedication, that you will get paid or rewarded for that. What do Patty's spirit guides feel about her being in a relationship with James? All right. What do Patty's spirit guides feel about her being in a relationship with James? They feel that you are strong and assertive and decisive. You're very clear with your intentions. You're honest. Um, and that they're saying you are going to get what you want in the end, because I have the Knight of Swords here. So, you don't waste time either. Like you make it clear where your head is at. And I have the Five of Pentacles here, which indicates like this is a temporary hardship. And right now, I wouldn't even say you're going through a hardship per se, but like because you're not at that goal that you eventually are working towards, you're not there yet. I feel like Spirit is saying that's like temporary. This is like not something to dwell on. There's something here about you being very forgiving, and they feel like your connection would be a harmonious relationship. They feel like you um like you accommodate a lot. You're very flexible, and with like what they're showing me is you're not like this with everybody. I think that Patty is the exception. Not that you're not a good person, not forgiving, not accommodating, etc., but I feel like you put up a lot more with her than you would with someone else. And they are like acknowledging that here. They are saying that like they know that Patty is special to you because there's a lot that you probably wouldn't do or stick around for or put up with if it was someone else. They're saying time is going to heal all this, and unfortunately it's taking a lot longer. There's like this perceived time here that feels like things aren't happening as quickly as you want, but they are saying that it will happen. You will get there. They're right. I give her Patty privileges. I think that would be funny if you told her that. I think she would laugh at that. They just don't want you to focus so much on the negative, because there could be a lot of negative if that's where we focus it at. And again, I know we're human. We have an ego. If we didn't, we wouldn't be on this earth. And so it's not always easy to give people the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes it's very easy to get in our own heads and we question a lot. That's why we have tarot readings, right? Because we want to know. But as much as you can, avoid negative thinking as much as possible. They think you being in a relationship with Patty will actually make you more loosened up. Like I have the Fool here. They feel like you'll I don't know, there's like this feeling of like rigidity that I think that you get as a single man, and in a relationship that you feel confident in and secure in and trust. It's like you're able to let your like Gemini flag fly. Like you're able to have more fun and not be so serious and try so hard, and like, because you're secure and you feel good and you feel happy, and so then you get to spend more of your time enjoying life's moments. And so I feel like I'm getting from spirit that in a relationship with her you'd feel like you can just be your true self, like you can just be authentically you, and maybe even she could start to feel that way as well. I think that they bless this union. I have the Ace of Cups here. Yeah, absolutely. That's 100% true. I'd be able to completely put my guard down and just be silly and in my Gemini energy. I'm definitely more in my Aquarius energy. Are you an Aquarius rising or moon or something? Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're like, he'll be able to like loosen up, you know. Not that you're not loose, you know what I'm saying. I'm just, you know what I'm getting, you know what I'm trying to say over here. I'm talking so slow tonight. It probably sounds like to you guys that I got like I took a gummy or something, but I didn't. It has been a long day. I know that I've told y'all moon and rising. Holy shit. I didn't realize you were so much air. I'm sure you've told me that before, but I can't even remember my own husband's rising and moon sign. So there's just we're lucky if I remember my own, okay? Um so I'm sure you've told me that, but I didn't realize you had so much air around you. I said, what's your yes, no energy, y'all? I'm tired. Holy shit. It's been such a long, I feel like I've had 2 days inside of one day. You ever experience those kind of days where you're just like, how did I do so much in one day? It feels like 3 days have gone by since I woke up. What's your yes, no energy, Amy? Wow. James says, I know exactly what you mean. It's true. I feel like I'm still having to win her over. Exactly. Like you're like a soldier, you're like a knight, and you're like fighting for her love. And when the war is won, then you can have fun. But James, that's what I've got for you. I hope you liked your readings with me. Um, you said my Venus in Taurus, Jupiter in Cancer, Scorpio and Pluto, Mercury and Gemini. I'm a Mercury and Gemini too. Gemini Sun, Mercury and Gemini. Do you memorize your whole chart? Because I can't do that. You know, I have short term memory, right? Because like they say that that's related to childhood trauma, and I feel like I agree with that. My North Node is in Aquarius too, James. Our charts seem to align like pretty well, James. I would say we have like 3 or 4 at least that I know of similar placements. We both have a Pluto or Scorpio and Pluto. We're both a Gemini. We both have a Gemini and Mercury. We both have a North Node Aquarius. We both have a South Node Leo. There's a lot of similar placements here. She calls you a knight. Oh my god. Amy, you said you feel those days sometimes. Your Mercury is in Scorpio. Amy, that's because you're so much younger than us. That's why. You're a different generation than us. Venus in Sag sounds like you're very playful and fun in a relationship. I get that, Luna. I'm similar with my short term memory, and I think for the same reason. Oh, wow. I was born in 90. I think you're around the same time. A lot of this generational, yeah. Um, yeah, I am 89. Year 89. Okay, has Eli been visiting me often in my dreams? Including some of the ones I remember. Okay, James, are you visiting her whether she remembers them or not? Are you visiting her often in these dreams? Are you visiting her often in her dreams? I am getting a yes. I have the Six of Cups, Amy. Do you take naps? Because for some reason I'm hearing like it's not just nighttime nap, like nighttime sleeping. Well, I don't know if you ever take naps during the day, but for some reason I was like, I heard naps. But I do have the Six of Cups. This is where he's saying I reunite with you in your dreams. Yeah, James, agreed. A lot of it is generational for sure. Goofy Cooper energy, Virgo Mars. You said James of Eli. Amy, I'm so sorry, girl. When I tell you I'm tired, I am tired. But I promise you, Spirit is coming through for you guys tonight because I literally had a talk. I literally was like, Spirit, I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you to come through for me tonight because my energy is like, I promise you, Spirit is giving me the correct information to relate to you. Even if I'm human and making errors, I know they've got my back because I can feel them here with me. So I promise. Okay, thank you for the confirmation. You do take naps. Yeah, that's not like a very crazy like thing to ask because I'm sure a lot of people take naps, but some people don't have the ability to do that, and some people do. And for whatever reason, I was hearing dreams while you're taking naps too. It's not just at night. I take naps a lot lately after I finish my morning shift work. Oh, damn. Okay. Well, good. I'm glad that's resonating for you. I will. I promise. I'm okay. I'm okay over here. I might say the wrong name. That's not what I'm meaning to do. It is Eli. It is a yes. He is visiting you and reuniting with you in your dreams. Okay, so I also have you down, Amy, for a BOGO. So let me know if you're ready to get started with that. Also, if Philomena joins in, I would love for you to check in with me. I see she sent me enough for a yes no question, but sometimes people will just send me a tip every once in a while. It doesn't happen all the time, but I'm wondering if like she actually just sent me a tip instead. Maybe sometimes when people say that, like they're like, "Oh, yeah, what you said was going to happen came through. Thank you so much." And then they'll like send me like a little thank you or something, or they'll be like, have a coffee on me or whatever. So maybe that's what she was doing because there's no note associated with it. But anyways, Philomena, if you're here, please check in. That's interesting, Amy, that you've been taking so many naps lately. I'm glad that that message made sense for you. Let me update the donation list as well, just so everyone knows where they are on the list. So recently my kids at work had a water park splash pad day, and I actually went out of my way to play with them. How did kids feel and view towards me? Kids love that shit. Kids love the splashing. They like anything that you can, with permission, throw or shoot at somebody. Nerf guns, water guns, splashing, snowball fights. Like, if there's something designed to basically just like throw at someone or in someone's direction, they love that shit. And also, most adults say, like, no, don't get me, like, get your friend, whatever. A lot of adults don't like to play or participate in that kind of thing. So I think for them, that was like really fun. They feel like did you not have anyone? Were there any other adults there? Not like you were the only one. Is that what you're saying to me? Were you the only one there? Because I have the King of Wands. Yes. There you go. There you go. You said because you were the only adult. So that's why I asked that question, because that's where I was going with that. By the way, I should probably start looking at the other chat on YouTube, because your comments come in like 2 seconds delayed on my StreamYard. So we're saying the same thing at the exact same time, and I just don't realize it. So yeah, King of Wands. That's what I was going to say. You were the only adult. That's what I was confirming, because the King of Wands is someone who thinks differently. The King of Wands is innovative. They're not afraid to try something new. They're not afraid to be the trendsetter or do things differently than other people. They pave the way. That is a King of Wands energy. So that's why I was like, were you the only adult doing this? Because they were viewing you as the person that was doing things differently than the other people. So yeah, I think they had a lot of fun with this. The Five of Swords right now, it's kind of like that playful energy. It's not always a playful energy, but I think in this circumstance, that's how I would take it, because the Five of Swords talks about like a challenge or competition. Some people feeling like they won, some people feeling like they had to surrender to defeat because they were getting splashed a lot. So it's kind of like that back and forth energy here. Queen of Pentacles and Ten of Cups means that they felt closer to you this day. They felt like you were really there for them, that they had a lot of fun. We have the Ten of Cups, happiness. Maybe feeling more comfortable around you or with you because you joined in. They're saying you weren't so serious. Like, you weren't so serious. They got to see like a different side of you. Usually you're very composed. You're caring and you're nurturing, but you're usually more like I've got to set the rules, I've got to set the boundaries. I got to be responsible. And in this moment, they felt like they saw a different side of you. Amy, oh my God, I should have said it. Okay, from now on, I need to just start saying this shit out loud, because Amy, when you first posted your question, the very first message that came to mind was that you were in regular clothes. And I got so sidetracked with like how cute this day sounded and how fun it sounded, and like, how much fun the kids were having and like that playful energy. I just started going into your reading, and I did in my mind go, she didn't have a bathing suit. But I didn't say it, and I should have. Yeah, they seem to like enjoy this side of you for sure. I just need to start saying it. It's so tough, like, because sometimes you just don't know what to say, or like a thought will come in your mind, and you're like, oh, that's irrelevant, and then you don't say it, and then I'm like, God damn it, I should have said it. But yeah, that happened to me once doing a reading for James recently. Okay, Amy. And I was my brain kept going like, say it, say it, say it. And I was like, no, no, no. And then finally I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm gonna say it. Because I kept getting this urge to say it. And I asked him, I was like, what is I said, because he was asking a question about his brother's party. And I was like, is your brother's birthday in the middle of July? Because I'm getting 14 and 17. And I think those were the 2 dates. And he's like, yeah, actually, my brother's birthday is on the 17th and his party is on the 14th. So, like, those specific days, like those 2 numbers that the whole time I was like, not even going to ask him, those were the exact days, one of his party, one of his actual birthday. I know. But like, that was something that I felt that was kind of irrelevant to his question. So I was like, I don't think it's important, but for whatever reason, I kept getting this nudge, like, no, just ask him, just ask him, just ask him. And confirmation. So I just need to start trusting that aspect of myself more and not really paying attention and judging my own mind of like what's relevant and what isn't. It's important that I say it because clearly. He said, well, that's wild. You're doing it. Yeah, it was. I don't know if James is still in here or not. It was, I want to say maybe like 2 weeks ago, roughly. I have to go back and see if I can find it. But yeah, it was crazy. So how has Eli's mom and sis been feeling and thinking towards her recently? James, do you remember when I asked you about your brother's birthday? Because you were asking about his party and it was like irrelevant. Oh, it was only a few days ago? Where is my time going? Okay. Yeah, so James is here. He can confirm that was really wild that happened. That freaked me out, honestly. So I just need to start saying stuff. I just need to say it and not hold back and not judge whether or not the message is relevant. I just need to say it. Why does that feel like it was so long ago? Yeah, it happened 100%. It was crazy. How has Eli's mom and sis been feeling and thinking towards Amy recently? So I think that they're looking forward to seeing you again. We have the 6 of Cups here as well. I just want you to know that whenever you hang out with his mom and his sister, he's going to be around you. He's going to be present. I'm specifically getting that because I have the 6 of Cups here and it's calling to the question that you had asked about your dreams and is he visiting you there and so on and so forth. Whenever I get repeating cards regarding the same people, I always know that's a callback to a previous reading for you. So I feel like they're excited and looking forward to seeing you again. The 6 of Cups talks about reunion, but the 6 of Cups also talks about children. Eli is the child, obviously, of his mom, and that's who you're going to be visiting. And then 6 of Cups just is making me feel like he's going to be around, like he's going to be in the energy. I'm hearing that, Amy, you're not going to be as nervous as you think. Like, you're nervous now, but that will quickly dissipate when you come in contact with them because you're going to be feeling Eli's energy around them. You're not going to be super nervous. You're just working up your nerves in the beginning, but they're saying that it's not going to be like that throughout the whole visit. That's going to quickly go away. You can let them guide that conversation, Amy, but I feel like this is going to be very healing for you both. I see his mom with holding something in her hand. So I don't know if she's giving you something or if you're bringing something to her and this is what she's received that she's holding, but there's something that's going to be exchanged between you and her that day. And maybe it's both. Maybe you're bringing her something and she's giving you something, but there's definitely an exchange of something in her hand here. Let's see. I'm definitely getting a lot of healing happening. We have the Judgment card and we also have the Four of Swords. So it's like this is what, the first time seeing each other, like spending time with each other since he passed away, right? Oh, Amy, I see. Okay. I definitely feel like she's looking at that very lovingly and very appreciative. She might spend, if you give her the portrait, she might spend a lot of time looking at it. Like she might look at it, love it, and then you might notice her throughout your time together that she continues to reference that picture or she keeps looking at it. I think it means more to her than you realize. So hopefully you are able to get that to her that day. And if not, um, just know it will be special when you give it to her at some point. But I definitely think letting her lead the conversation is going to be key. But when they ask about you, it is okay to like tell them how you have been. Obviously, Eli is the elephant in the room. You can't really avoid it. Clearly, he's the one thing that the thread that ties every single person that's going to be there together. You, Crystal, his mom, and his sister. So it's like you can't really talk around him. Obviously, he's someone you're going to want to bring up. But I think maybe having other topics to communicate too, which is going to be good. Things may get a little emotional, but overall, I think it's happiness. I think it's enjoyment. I think it's feeling like family, feeling comforted by each other. I feel like how they look at you is just like someone who has so much life ahead of them. You're here as the Page of Wands. You're coming through very creatively, optimistic, having a lot of faith. You give off a very bubbly personality. And I think that they are just going to really enjoy being around you and feeling that positivity in your energy. But don't feel like you have to be perfect and don't feel like you have to like be the person that's going to make everyone feel better. So if you're having a moment or you're feeling your feelings, that is okay too. Yeah, you said you haven't seen his mom since the beginning of, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I felt like. Yeah, let Eli's mom and his sister lead the conversation. I think that's great. I think that they're just like viewing you and your connection. They just feel like you're very sweet, very special. I think they're excited, or I don't know, maybe excited is too strong of a word, but I think they look forward to seeing how your relationship with them, progresses moving forward. If you guys make plans to see each other again at some point. But regardless, you guys are like always connected. You always will be connected. You know what I mean? So whether or not you guys continue these like visits or if this is like the last time you see each other for a long time, you guys always have that connection. They sound like they're doing a little bit better, but obviously it's still very hard. You said, I also wonder since that dream I had of Eli if I need to visit his home again one last time. I feel like he's saying you're welcome anytime. He's saying like however many times you want to go, you're welcome. I also wonder if the topic, Amy, of them selling the house or moving out of the house is going to be brought up. Because that's the last place that he lived and that's the last place she probably saw him. I think that there's more of a growing attachment to the house than her original plans, because I know at one point she was thinking about selling it. And now I think, knowing how important that house was to Eli, this might be a topic of conversation as well that gets brought up at some point between you guys. But you're welcome. You're welcome, Amy. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, IJ, welcome in. Jasmine says, I like your reading last night. It was too cute. Aw. What was the reading about last night? Why can't I remember? Yeah, I agree, Amy. I hope she keeps it too. James, thanks for the donation. I'll add you back into the rotation, okay? All right, so starting with the channel message, and we'll go from there. Jasmine says, you too, Amy. Have a good night. Jasmine says, I'm a hopeless romantic. I love hearing other people's love stories. It's cute. They got a cute thing going on for sure. All right. So I'm doing a channeled message. What that means is I'm going to be quiet for about 5 to 10 minutes. So you're not going to hear me like a normal reading, but I am monitoring the chat. If you have any questions, let me know. All lists are closed right now. If you're currently on the donation list and you want to add to your reading, you can, but I'm not accepting any more new donations outside of that. All right. Channeling now for you, IJ. Don't claw the couch, Gunner. We're about halfway done, IJ. Wow, she had a lot to say. I got a lot of information off of like one card that barely said anything at all. Um so your reading is done. I'm about to email it to you. Gunnar, stop scratching the couch. All right, IJ. So she says, I really want to get some things off my chest. I always tread so lightly with you, but so often I feel compelled to tell you what I'm thinking and feeling for you. I don't like holding back, and the only reason I do that is because I don't want to lead you on, because I have to wait until the time is right. If I told you now what I want from you, it wouldn't be fair. But what I want is to take things to the next level. I want to just go on a date, spend some time together. Hell, I would even settle for a random meetup set up by the universe. I would just like to not always feel like I have to keep this to myself. She did have a lot to say tonight. Yeah. Maybe it's all this pressure she's been feeling lately. She's just like, fuck it. What's going on? Are you sleepy, man? Hmm? I'm a fan of F it. Let's see if we can get her to transfer some of that energy into reality. So yeah, ready for your BOGO stuff when you are. After IJ, we have Jasmine for an in-depth reading, then back to James. Then I'm going to be signing off for the night. What does our spirit team have to say about us getting together? I actually like this question that he asked, so I'm glad someone else is asking it too. What does their spirit team have to say about them getting together? They think that you are going to make one another's life easy, and also that it's like inevitable that you guys are going to get together. They feel like this is kind of an unavoidable connection, because the Six of Swords talks a lot about like something that was going to happen no matter what. Like even if they have to get involved, it's something that's going to come to pass. You also got the moon mantra of the path may not be clear, but y'all's intuition lights the way one step at a time. Things are not always what they seem on the outside. So if things aren't manifesting in a physical reality, don't dwell on that, because things are not what they look like. You know what I mean? There's things going on behind the scenes. You also have the sun. So I'm going to, since we're piggybacking off of James, you're getting similar cards to him, I'm going to tell you what I told him. The sun talks about vitality. It talks about youth. It talks about a lot of left to live, a lot of life left to live. So you basically have a lot, like a bright future together. You have, there's still a lot to be experienced with this connection. They feel like very passionate, or I guess they're saying you guys will be very passionate, or maybe they're enthusiastic about the relationship. James says it's funny because I was thinking of stealing your question if she was getting readings about me. That's funny they mentioned that. That's partly why I'm not worried at all, because I know what she is to me. Yeah, it's really, really sweet. But they're like constantly talking about how y'all are gonna make each other's life easier. Like right now things are hard individually, but they get easier together. Um, this is also a blessed union, because we have the Nine of Cups here. And to me, that indicates that there's satisfaction, that everyone is getting what they want. This is a union that feels like divinely blessed. What do they feel? What do they feel? Okay, so you know how if you rush something, the results may come quick, but it doesn't last. And they're saying that the results may come slow, but because of that, it will be long lasting. Because you're really persevering, you're really taking your time. We have the Seven of Pentacles. So it's like you're really taking that care that's needed, and the payout is going to be substantial because of this. I also see here with the world that this is a relationship they feel is going to be very long lasting, i.e., life partner, marriage, so on and so forth, because the world talks about the end of your journey. And a lot of times when I see the world, or I see the Ten of Pentacles specifically, I feel as though you guys are going to be there to the end of one another's like life. What can I answer for you next? It almost seems like you and James, IJ, you and James kind of are on like a similar path of like having an awakening or something like prior to your feminine, your divine feminine or your DM because or DF because you guys seem to be on a similar path in a way, which is interesting. Like you guys know in your heart that this is the person you're supposed to be with, and essentially it's just like a waiting game. You're just like waiting for them to come around to that too. Well, now back to that interesting question. What, if anything, interesting did she learn about you from the reading? What was shown to her, please? So they probably told her things like, you're a very balanced individual, that you would help her through conflict, because I have the Two of Pentacles and the Five of Wands that came out together. And so maybe putting things at ease, making things feel not as complicated as they initially seem to be. You could be like a good advisor, or you have like an influence to make things feel not so stressful. Um, I think they're kind of talking a little bit about your personality slash what a connection with her would feel like on a romantic level. They are showing that you're the type of person that it has a really great perspective. You're able to see all sides of a situation. You're not just stuck on your one view, and you're so that makes you, I guess, like more adaptable, more flexible. Um, yeah, isn't that nice? I'm sure she feels that way. I do feel like that's accurate. That resonates for me as your reader. That she would walk away feeling better after you guys talk. That you're the type of person with like faith, energy, um, preacher, inspirational speaker, advisor, so on and so forth. Because we have the Page of Wands here, and that it's not a matter of not being brave to ask her out, or not being brave to, like you have courage. It's not about that. You're just not trying to rush her process. And so, like, when you feel like you're getting the green light from her, then everything's a go. And I feel like that's what they're telling her. I also have here with the world, there's a couple messages here. One of them is that what I had mentioned in the last reading when the world came up is that you guys are meant to be in each other's life till the end. Now, obviously, free will takes a place in that, but as your spiritual team told me to tell you, that even if they have to get involved, you guys will end up having a relationship together. So I feel like that's kind of what they had mentioned. And also that you're on board with her achieving her goals, that you would be of value or adding value to her life, in terms of like, if she has a plan, if she has a goal, if she's trying to do something, you're not going to stand in her way. That's not the type of partner that you'll be. You'll be supportive. You'll cheer her on. You may even try to help her, but you are going to make sure that she still feels like she can achieve what she sets out to achieve. So I definitely feel like with this information that I'm getting, she may have asked, tell me more about him as a person, or she might have said, what kind of partner would he be to me in a romantic connection. Something along those lines, because these answers I'm getting have a lot to do with either who you are or how you would compliment her. Like they're saying this is a very complimentary connection between the two of you. You guys are very compatible. And they are saying that you are the type of person that will stoke her fire. You'll make her feel more confident. You'll shower her with compliments. She's always going to feel confident in your presence. Like you'll basically worship the ground that she walks on, and not in a like I'll be your doormat kind of way, but just like you will appreciate every single day that you have with her. And that she's going to be like your queen, your goddess, your, everything. And I also have here too with the Seven of Pentacles that she's a little stressed out, I think, about the way that she hasn't really like thrown herself at you. And they're like, he's cool, he'll wait for you. That's what I have, because I have the Nine of Swords clarified by the Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles came up in the last reading. Remember how I mentioned like things can happen quick but they don't last, but the things that happen slow do. And that's kind of what they have told her, is that like, I know you're stressed about this connection, but he's not stressed about it. Does he want to be with you sooner than later? Of course, but he's chilling. Like he's fine. He's patient. He'll take whatever you can give to him right now. She's stressing about it. I know you're not, but she is. Jasmine comes in with this is so loving. I love men who get readings. And I'm seeing it more and more. I used to just strictly do readings for women, and I love the men that come in, because it just goes to show that this goes both ways. Love isn't just like from one side. It comes from both sides, and it's just really, really beautiful. You want to hear more of IJE's readings? Yeah, well, that's it for him for the night. That's funny, that actually came out in one of her early channeled readings where she was stressed out, and it brings her comfort that I'm cool with her process. Yeah, I find what happens with her is she is like her own worst enemy or her own worst critic, because the stress she feels. Now, when I'm talking about when it comes to you, obviously she has stress that's put on her from external factors that we are not even going to get into. But when it comes to you, she puts stress on herself that she doesn't need to. But she does, because she's not made her intentions clear to you. And I think that when you are in that place of uncertainty, you could like feel very uncomfortable there. So I think that's why she does it. So she's like making matters more stressful for her, even though she doesn't need to. I think readings are also going to help her, because it's going to give her some good direction and like maybe help her feel a little more calm during the times that she's feeling stressed. Obviously she can come to you or talk to you about other things, but there's always that like unspoken thing between you guys that obviously she doesn't want to bring up, because she's saying like, I don't want to it's not fair to you, because there's nothing we can do about it right now. Jasmine, do you have an available cousin for Jasmine? Oh my gosh. That's funny. Thanks, IJ. All right, so we're still waiting for Philomena to check in. I'm not sure where she is, but she might not get a reading tonight because once I'm done, I'm outie. But let's go ahead and move on to Jasmine. You're welcome, IJ. All right, so Jasmine says, so my reading isn't exactly happy. My reading isn't exactly happy. I just lost my job. I'm sorry to hear that, Jasmine. It's been a lot going on with that job I had. I also found out that Jay was actually happy I was let go. Oh, wow. Well, first of all, Jasmine, I'm seeing a tower in my mind's eye. So I want you to know that this was for your highest good. If I recall correctly, you weren't necessarily happy there because there was some conflict. And maybe it just was like the universe's way of saying, hey, this isn't where you're supposed to be anymore. Okay. Do you want to know why you were let go, or are you asking why Jay was happy that you were let go? Because I feel like I already answered why you were let go. I feel like you were let go because this is where, you weren't supposed to be here anymore. And actually, Jasmine, when you're doing something that's not like, okay, this is like hard to explain. Maybe this is a topic I should like put on my YouTube channel. But when you have desire. Just I'm gonna try to like make this very brief. You have desire in your heart. And the reason you have desire is because your higher self is telling you that that is available to you, that is accessible to you. So if you desire having your own business, or if you desire working in a certain career field, if it's something that constantly is like something you think about and that you want to do or you want to have, or a type of home, so on and so forth. It's basically your higher self like throwing it in your face and going, yeah, you want this because in the future you have it. You want this because it's available to you. And so when we stay somewhere that we're not supposed to be because that ship has sailed, our time has expired there's been an expiration date, and we're staying in that place well past what we are supposed to be, then our soul actually starts to get very unsettled, and you'll feel it in stress. You're carrying work home. You are constantly every single day thinking about leaving that place. You are just everything about the job pisses you off. Like you're aggravated daily, you're frustrated daily, people are getting under your skin, and you start to feel unsettled. Why? Because your higher self is saying, hey girl, you weren't supposed to be here. Like you were supposed to leave a long time ago. You're not supposed to still be here anymore. So there's that aspect to it. And then when you don't do that thing and you were starting to feel unsettled and starting to question whether or not you should be there anymore, if spirit's like, she's not making that choice, then they're like, this is a canon event. This is something that cannot be avoided. We are going to send in a tower for her, and we are going to actually take this away from her because she has a path and she has a purpose, and staying in this place was leading her away from that higher self. So that is a little bit of an explanation there in terms of like why you get let go of, why things get taken away from you, why you lose control of certain situations, why things happen. So it's all about leading you to your higher self and where you're supposed to be eventually. So in terms of like why you were let go, because it was supposed to happen, because you were supposed to be doing something different. And you probably were getting like warning signs already, like in advance. You probably were already getting information like where your body was trying to prepare you for something that was about to happen. So yeah, it's kind of crazy how that works, but that's why. So in terms of like finding out that Jay was happy you were let go, do you want me to like more into that for you? Are you curious at all about where his mind was at? You really were getting warning signs? Yeah, it's kind of crazy when it happens. And sometimes you'll get let go from a job you really liked or you had no intentions of leaving. That happens too sometimes. That happened to me. But spirit was like, you're not making your business a priority because you're working at this place. And even though this place feels in alignment with you and you're not ready to leave, it's not your purpose. It's not where, I feel like spirit took me out of that situation because they knew that if they didn't, I wouldn't. So, because I liked it, I liked where I was working, but clearly this is where I'm supposed to be right now. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. That job served its purpose, and that purpose was to start helping me like make an income after 2020 and help us get a house. And then once that purpose was served, they were like, you're done here. Literally, the day after I closed on this house, they were trying to get me to quit. So, sometimes it happens too, even when you're liking the place that you're at. Okay, you want to understand why he was happy. So let's pull a couple more cards here. Okay, why was he happy that she was let go? So I have childishness, immaturity here. I have the Ten of Swords, which feels like betrayal. So I don't know how things ended with you guys, but I do recall the last time that we talked to each other, that you were kind of pulling your energy back from him and maybe he felt rejected because the Ten of Swords feels like betrayal or like backstabbing. We have immaturity, childishness, bad mouthing, bitterness, complaining, knowing that maybe you were a dead end, meaning that he couldn't pursue you or something like that. Um, so maybe he just felt like it was time for you to go and he was fine with that or something. It's like, I feel like this comes from a feeling of rejection deep down. That's what it feels like to me. And like his overall immaturity. Now, when I tapped into like his energy previously, I do recall him being very like egocentric and him not being the one that typically chased girls, if I remember correctly. Um, and so he probably doesn't typically get rejected, is what it feels like to me. So for you to not really entertain him, kind of pull your energy back, that's not probably something that he's used to. This is the guy that was like very, very good looking, right? Like the guy that like all the girls like found very attractive. I think this is who we're talking about. Feel like I'm like remembering more and more as this reading goes on who this person was. So, yeah. So ultimately, I think he just found your rejection to be a bruised ego or caused him to have a bruised ego. And I think that he was just like good riddance. Like, shrugging it off like it is what it is, moving on to the next. Maybe your position opening up allows him to try this on someone else, someone new. um but yeah, it just feels like he was just being. Sorry, I got knocked out. I was saying that it just seems like he was being very immature. But more than that, he's also very competitive, so I feel he was always having those feelings. That makes sense, but, competition, jealousy, feelings of, like, rejection where someone doesn't know how to handle that properly, immaturity, so on and so forth, that is your ego through and through. Like, your pride, if you're a competitive person, you have a big ego. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. And the ego is not a bad thing. I don't think that we're supposed to, like, in life, I don't feel like we're supposed to completely detach from an ego. It's there to help protect us. It's there to serve us in certain ways, give us like survival instincts and things like that, and self-preservation techniques and whatever. But I do feel like ego can get in the way of a lot of things in this life, and I think his is very, very strong, and I think that it's almost serving him like non-beneficiary, like non-beneficial ways. Like it's almost doing the opposite, and it's turning him more into like a devil energy. You know what I mean? So it's like making him worse, like worse of a person, not better. But ultimately, I think what it all comes down to underneath it all, Jasmine, is his feeling of rejection. Like, if you're not into me, then you're in competition with me. If you're not into me, then you're rejecting me. If you're not entertaining me, then you're hurting my ego. Like, that is essentially what it feels like from him. And honestly, good riddance to you for getting rid of him, like that. And then also that other girl that you were having issues with, if I remember correctly. So I just think it's just good we got you out of there. And I know that it probably came unexpectedly, and I hope you're not super like stressing right now, but if you are, um I hope that that this was for your highest good, and you can get yourself back out there soon. Damn. Well, look at that. That's not a bad thing. Are they just trying to get rid of all the people that have issues with each other? I feel like she should have been let go before you, but whatever. Does that help? Does that give you more clarity, Jasmine, on what was going on there? Yes, that makes sense. I think it was the company. Yes, it does. I'm just surprised. I'm sorry that he turned out to not be a good person. Better find out now than later. When it's too late, better to find out now than before you potentially invested your time into this person. Um, but it still sucks though. And I'm glad that you trusted your intuition as well on that. By him, not so much the company, but by him I am, because I did nothing to him. Hey, James, thanks for checking in. Yeah, I don't think she's going to come in tonight. Yeah, Jasmine, I get that. It just seems kind of like petty, you know? You're like, I did nothing to you. Like, okay, so I wasn't interested in you, but that's like the worst of it. So like, why are you rooting for me in this time where I'm feeling very vulnerable? You're like rooting for me to fail or rooting for me to be let go. And it's probably like, I mean, obviously your feelings aren't hurt, but I'm sure it's makes you feel some type of way. You're just kind of like, what did I ever do to you? We're going to do a last call for Philomena to check in. You're welcome, Jasmine. Have a great night, my love. Thank you for stopping by. Philomena, if you are here, please check in. We're doing a last call for you. I am working on my last reading of the night. If you don't come in, then we'll just have to get you next time. We're going to go ahead and work on James now. James is here for a channeled message. So per usual, it's going to take me about 5 to 10 minutes roughly to get this channeling for him. I usually don't talk in the chat too much while I'm doing this, but I am monitoring the chat if anyone has any questions for me. As of right now, all lists are closed, and I will be back tomorrow. Jasmine, have a good night. And let me unpin this message. I totally forgot. This message has been pinned the whole time. Let me see. Pin message. All right, James, channeling for you now. I will check in when we're about halfway done. Yesenia, hello, hello. Um, I am not doing any free questions right now. I'm actually working on my last reading of the night. All my lists are closed. Um, just because I have seen your question, my personal belief is that you are not punished. I feel like the only way to be punished by the creator or source or whatever would be like afterlife, determining whether or not you reincarnate, suffer the consequences. I don't feel that you necessarily get punished in this life. Now, you could be um, like balancing the scales of karma for something that you have done in the past. But I don't think that God is out here to get you. So that's my personal belief. So that is what I'm going to leave you with, Yesenia, but I am not doing any free questions right now. You're welcome, Yesenia. James, I am about halfway done. All right, James, we're almost done here. All right, I just sent you the message. So she says, don't give up on me. Don't make assumptions. Give me the benefit of the doubt. I am still here. I have been thinking and hanging out, just need some me time, nothing crazy. I know my emotions change a lot, and I'm not going to drag you down by my unpredictable nature. I just ride these things out alone. I don't want that to worry you. I have been working on my well being, trying to get my confidence up and my mind right. You'll be pretty proud of me too. I've been working on my manifestations. Just trying to be more intentional. You'll hear from me soon. And then a little heart, which I don't always do or feel the urge to do, but this time it felt right. So you got a little heart there. It's cute because it feels like she wants to make you proud, James. I just thought that was adorable. She's like, "You'll be proud of me." You said, "Dan, that's crazy." I was just thinking about today, telling her to be more intentional. Yeah, she's got it. She's doing it. Um, I think she already knows. She might even come to you, James, next time you guys talk. She might like want to share this with you because I feel almost like whatever funk she was in. I don't mean like funk like a bad thing, but I mean whatever like kind of hermit mode she's been in lately. I feel almost like she's going to come to you with like something exciting to share or something fun to tell you, or I don't know, because I saw finding friendship. So I don't know if she's been doing research on like a group of women that she can spend more time with, with her like divine feminine, or some kind of wellness retreat, or I don't know. Like I feel almost like she's out here just kind of researching and maybe doing some art and just kind of trying to turn her brain off a little bit. But I do feel like, she's going to get back to her normal self soon. This just, and I do think too, she is seeing your missed calls. I just want you to know that. I don't think maybe she's not seeing all of them. And maybe she's not around for most of them when you do call her, but I think she is getting them. But I don't know if you guys end up texting after the call and then therefore she doesn't think she needs to call you back, maybe because she texted you instead. I know that my sister and I do that a lot. Like I'll call her because it would be easier to have a conversation over the phone. But then afterwards, she'll be like, "Hey, I wasn't near my phone. Everything okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I'm like, "I'll just tell you via text." And then she ends up not calling me back. So I don't really know if that's a similar situation. Um, oh, you said with her life and manifesting, because she's always like, I don't know where I'm going or what's going to happen, and I want to impress upon her that she's in control. I was also thinking that too, that she needs more female friends to also help bring out her feminine energy. No, we haven't been texting afterwards or even acknowledging. So it makes you wonder. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm actually going to send you pictures of the two cards that I pulled. It literally said finding friendship. So, and it's funny that you said to pull on her feminine energy because that's exactly what I was thinking. I actually follow this girl. I think it's on my Luna account on Instagram, but it's basically a group of ladies that go out and just do, I guess, like I don't know, vulnerable activities, things that typically would make you feel like you just want to curl up into a ball to actually like empower you. And they get out in nature and do things together and whatever. And it seems like a pretty cool thing to be a part of, the sisterhood. Why can I not find this card I'm looking for? I already had put it back in the deck. What the heck? But James, I'm going to take a picture of this once I find it and I'll send it to you so that way you can see where I got that insight from. All right, so that is where I'm going to leave it. We did a last call for Philomena. She's still not here. So unfortunately, she'll just have to wait until next time. James, I am going to go ahead and sign off for the night. Hopefully you enjoyed that reading with me. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye, guys.